Go ahead and call to order this regular city council meeting for Monday, September 26, 2022. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Rhines.
Here.
Gilroy.
Here.
Lanyon.
Present.
Hanson.
Present.
Pratt.
Here.
Ballinger.
Here.
All right. And moving along, I'm looking for approval of this evening's agenda unless there's any changes that need to be made.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted. Second.
Thank you both. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have an opportunity for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Do I have anybody that would like to come forward at this time? All right. Moving along, we've got our council meeting minutes of September 12, 2022. I'm looking for a motion for approval unless there's changes that need to be noted.
Move to approve.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you both. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Noah, did you have an opportunity to review accounts payable this evening?
Yes, I did. I did it over the weekend, and I went through line item by line item, and I didn't find any discrepancies or anything that jumped out at me as an issue. So I'm gonna make an approval of check 75937 dated 9/6 to check 75986 dated 9/16, ACH 304 through 310, 312 through 314, and EFT 311, and a total of $889,245.09.
Thank you, Noah. I appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions regarding accounts payable for this evening? All right. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Rhines.
Yes.
Gilroy.
Yes.
Lanyon.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Bellinger.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Moving along, we're going to jump right into our action items for this evening. There's just 3 items on our agenda. The first is the 457 plan amendment, and I'll just go ahead and turn this right over to our city manager, John Hannafin.
Thank you, Mayor Gilroy, members of council. So when we hired Mr. Mead as the treasurer, one of the things that we agreed to was to make an 8% contribution to his 457 plan in lieu of the traditional MERS defined contribution that we have. 8% is in line with the rest of the employees that are part of the defined contribution. Part of that is his existing retirement accounts from other communities, and the fact that he was a Williamston employee under the defined benefit. So by paying into the 457, making this amendment first to allow employer contributions, and then having, it's basically an employee group of 1, and that'd be Mr. Mead. But it is, the 8% is in line, it just goes to 457, which is another defined contribution plan that we do offer.
Excellent. Any questions for John?
So John, when you're saying in line, it's comparable, it's the same, is what you mean?
It's exactly the same. Okay. There's one employee, I think, that has a richer plan.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
Not me.
Go ahead, Terry. Not you, all right. Thanks for clarification.
8% is frankly, that is, for the defined contribution, that's a very
Generous.
generous plan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Terry, did you have a question?
Yeah, why does this need to be a special thing for the council? Why isn't it just part of the regular package of HR stuff?
Because that's, MERS, to their credit, they're very diligent about the plans that you do have and keeping track, and whenever there's something that's different or there's a change, it requires formal council action. So resolution, and then they actually were amending the participation agreement as well.
So this is different from what Rachel's plan was or something, or?
Other
It's,
employees?
so MERS offers, they really offer 4 things. They offer a defined benefit, which is becoming increasingly rare. There's a hybrid, which is a combination of defined contribution and defined benefit. They offer a straight defined contribution, which is, all new hires are part of that. And then 457 is just another form of a defined contribution plan.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Any other questions? If not, I'm looking for a motion.
Is that 2 motions?
It is, yep.
So we'll do them separately then.
Okay. I'd make a motion to adopt a resolution to amend the MERS 457 plan to allow employer contributions to the 457 plan.
Do I have support?
Support
Thank you.
Bellinger?
Holly, will you call the roll?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Bellinger.
Yes.
All right, and that second motion?
Make a motion to adopt a resolution to approve the amendment for the city council to contribute an amount equal to 8% of the city treasurer Tom Mead's annual salary to the 457 plan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have a motion and support. Holly, will you call the roll?
Bellinger,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Excellent. Moving along, our next action item is upgrades to council, chambers, and packets. Holly, thank you so much. I know that there was a little bit of discussion, but I think first and foremost, I probably can speak for everybody that it would be so exciting to have new chairs. It would be so exciting.
No.
No,
I want to keep it.
I've had this one for years. I
You know
want to
what,
keep it.
you can write your name on with Sharpie on the back. I think this is a great idea, so I'll turn this over to you so you can just, inform our viewing audience what this is about, and then we'll open it up in case anybody has questions.
I don't think it would come to any shock to anybody that, the council seating here has been tight for a lot of years, and I think every single board has complained about it. Often. So, the idea is just to replace these chairs with kind of similar chairs, but armless, so that they push in all the way, and people can kind of get behind here and they're not, squished.
Okay.
Also, it's come to my attention that there's gonna be, an expected paper shortage coming up. We also have had postage increases often. When we take our packets to the post office, they're taken all the way to Grand Rapids, where they're sorted, and then they come back. So oftentimes, people don't even get their packets before a meeting, and it's becoming a problem. There's always police delivery, we try our best, and things just, don't happen. So, this is just a way for us to be able to do electronic packets. We would have an iPad something like an iPad at every single station here, and then 2 over there, so that people can look at their packet while they're here. They would also get emailed the packet ahead of the meeting time. So every time we would load that onto a flash drive for that night, plug it in, make sure it's all brought up properly and everything's charged up, so that you guys can access your packets right there.
And would we have one available for city manager, city attorney, yourself, so
It
the
would
whole,
include
the
12
whole 12?
altogether.
And then these will be used for our additional commissions and boards as well. So each board will have that ability to pull it up in front of them.
Yep.
And as board members, if we choose to print it personally, we can do that.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And we'd still obviously put out a paper public packet.
Sure.
But everybody else's would pretty much get emailed.
And accounts receivable would still be delivered, because I don't
Yep.
think you want to
Yep.
scan and do all that.
No, that would still remain, but
Okay.
it's only, one delivery still really pull down on our staff time.
Yep, and I think the other thing to point out is this equipment would stay in council. This would not be going home with
No.
board members or
And it
commissioners or.
wouldn't be hooked up to like
Right.
internet or anything.
Right, it would just strictly be for this. Okay, questions, Dan?
Do we have, and I'm sure if you haven't looked it all up, or if you don't have an exact number, do we have a guess on how much the new technology would cost, the 12 new tablets?
With I added the chairs to it, but it was under $5,000 with chairs, so it was about $100 per chair.
So they would just be very
It's about
simple.
4,000 with the flash drives
Yep.
and all the cords and stuff that they're gonna need.
Simple units, basically just to run these for us.
And I even calculated in power strips and everything so that.
Okay.
we wouldn't
Excellent.
get zapped with our
Questions? Anybody? And this would also be in compliance with Open Meetings Act, correct? Okay, excellent. I think you've done a great job, Holly, and it's, technology is king. And I understand why we would want to do that. So if nobody has any questions for Holly about this, I'm looking for a motion to move it forward. Carrie?
Will there be a celebration for getting rid of these chairs?
Here's
Sort of thing?
what I would
Throw our hands
say,
in the air and say,
can we make
"Yay."
some money off of them if we were to sell them
I
as
was gonna
surplus?
try to
Because that would be a great
see who
idea.
really needs them and
I thought Viking funeral, like you were kinda
Oh,
going for.
yeah. I'm more for making money.
That's just an idea.
Noah really wants his, but we can probably work out a deal.
Maybe put bows on the new chairs or something.
Oh, yes, we could have a ribbon cutting for new chairs. That's what we could do. We could have a ribbon cutting for new chairs. Any improvement is a great improvement, so with that, I'm looking for the requested action.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditure of up to $5,000 for council chamber seating and conversion to paperless packets for all boards and commissions to come out of budget item 101-215-740.00 operating supplies.
Thank you, Dan. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Bellinger,
Yes.
Rhines.
Yes.
All right. Our last action item is election commission. Holly, this is your memo as well, and it looks like we're just getting ready for November.
We usually do this in January, but with the treasurer changes, we had Ann step in temporarily. So we need to now appoint Tommy to the election commission.
All right. Excellent. I'm looking for that requested action unless somebody has a question.
Of course I
Terry.
have a question. Okay, this is.
Terry, I'm not gonna make my all-time record here. No, I'm kidding.
That's
I'm
nine-
kidding.
that's 9
I'm
minutes.
kidding.
You're not gonna get that again.
No.
Okay, so I worked the election in the primary in August, right? And I thought the transparency of the precinct voting was really good. There were challengers, there were observers, the public was there, and it was really obvious, except for the machine, you can't verify the machine, but except for that, it was really obvious that how the votes were going in the ballots and so forth. But precinct voting does not determine the results of the election. It's absentee ballots that determine the results. And those are counted, as I understand, by 5 people that are appointed by this election commission, I think. And it's done pretty much in secret. There's nobody else there watching. So in my mind, it sort of, I don't question the honesty of the people doing the job, but I question the apparent transparency of the process. So my question, at the end of all that, my question is this: the way we do this with the 5 appointed people, is that something that's a requirement placed upon us by higher authority, like the county, the state, whatever?
Yes.
Or have we done that because we think that's a good idea?
No, it's required by the state of Michigan.
So we're
Required by-
following the policy directed by state of Michigan.
So it's required that 5 people count these votes in?
Well, as many as you need, which is what we would need
Okay.
they have to be Republican, Democrat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of the same as it was in the precinct.
Yeah.
They're sequestered all day, they're not allowed to use phones or any kind of outside technology whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they are here until it is finished.
Yep.
And obviously, they can see things, but they can't ever, talk to anybody. They're stuck here, and we have had challengers in the room during the AV County Board.
Oh, there can be challengers at the absentee ballot?
Absolutely.
That I didn't know. Okay.
Yep, we did have one for the November election.
And further for, security's sake, it's not like all those things are then suddenly deleted the minute that the
Right.
election's over. It's kept secured, and then if audits need to happen, then those can happen. So there are checks and balances to ensuring that what was originally stipulated was what occurred. So it's not like this group of 5 is just unanimously deciding
Right.
what happens.
And we have to balance too.
Yeah.
They have to balance with our numbers, so.
Okay, let me emphasize again, I'm not questioning the honesty of the people doing the voting. I'm just
Obviously.
wondering if there's questions about, well, is our election process, is it valid? Are these good elections? Having part of the election, it was Stalin that said, I think, it doesn't matter who votes, it matters who counts the votes, right? So if the people that count the votes do it in secret, that's the appearance of it, and I understand this is not, you didn't cook this up on your own, but the appearance of it is that it's less than transparent, so. Anyway, so, but if it's required, then it's required, then.
Sure.
that's what we do.
Well, and
It's
with
by
the-
statute.
And with the ability of challengers to be there, and we've
Yeah.
had challengers in the board, and we're
Yeah.
doing,
So it's
we're doing
not
what the state
complete
says.
secrecy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not complete secrecy, but they do have a protocol that they follow. And I would just suggest that maybe offline, if you want to follow up with Holly on that, she can give you more information. I'm gonna circle us back around to the requested action that we have in front of us. But that is definitely good information, Terry, and I appreciate that, because, yeah, there is a lot to understand and know about how the elections are tabulated and what is done and what our election commission does, so I appreciate that. I'm looking for that requested action.
I'll make a motion to appoint City Clerk Holly Thompson, City Manager John Hackman, and Treasurer Tom Mead to the Election Commission.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. If there's no other questions or discussion, Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Mannion,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Bellinger,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy.
Yes. All right, that concludes our action items for this evening. Moving along on our agenda, we are on to discussion items with our road diet. John, do we have any other updates?
Sure do, thank you, Mayor Gilroy, members of council. We have had our kind of like final preliminary design discussion with MDOT, and now we know the scale of the drawings that we have to present to them, and so we're working on those, and those will be the set that they'll review, and then we'll also have available for public review.
Perfect.
So we're
Excellent. So we're moving right along.
So John, on the expansive, are they gonna go from city limit to city limit then?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And will there be any changes to the speed limit?
That's a great question. I don't think there will be. I think it'll be the same speed limit, but I can double check that.
Yeah.
And that'll be part of the discussion with MDOT and with with the public too.
Will a representative from MDOT be coming in at a future council meeting once this plan is
Oh,
before
yeah,
us?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Great.
Yeah, they were great about that. They actually have somebody in each engineering group by region that's assigned, that's a road diet specialist. So
Excellent.
that person will be here.
Good.
Yeah,
Look forward
and
to
they're there
it.
to help and facilitate the process. They really support them, they really
Yeah.
do. And that's probably a policy change maybe from even when Williamston started looking at this
Mhm.
5 or 6 years ago.
Excellent, great. Well, good information, and
Thank you.
keep bringing it to us, and so at some point, we'll have them here in the room, and we'll keep moving it forward. We did not receive any correspondence. Moving along, we've got our department head report, so I'll go ahead and go right back to John. He gave us his city manager's report, but go ahead and elaborate on
Thank you.
anything.
Yeah, just some of the highlights. I mean, we had a very, very busy week, but it was great. We had meetings here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I thought all 3 of them were very productive. You know, I gave a little written synopsis, but the Ice House project, Tifa did make action to amend the purchase agreement, so there's some milestones now for that, so that's good. DDA did approve the advanced construction resolution, so that will move forward. And then our joint meeting, most of us were there, and I thought that was a very, very good discussion, very well attended, and I think that, you know, there's a lot of good things moving forward with the township. For some of the projects, hopefully you saw the digital sign, like it's up and running, and we got to get some messages up just in time for all of you to start riding. No, we got it done this afternoon. With the kayak launch, that is finished, so if you haven't been down there, go take a look. And we are planning just a brief ribbon cutting down there with DDA, so it'll be pretty exciting. And then the other item too, we have a ribbon cutting coming up at the end of October with the Friends of Williamston Park for Volunteers Community Park. So lots of cool things happening, lots of good stuff.
Excellent, great, thank you so much. We'll switch gears and go over to Chief.
Good evening, thank you. We as well have been busy. I don't think as busy as the city manager's been. The midnight crew's still going after it. We're still arresting the drunk drivers. We got 6 this last month. One interesting one that Officer Pearl had, he stopped this female going through town, suspected drunk driver. She stops the car, gets out of the driver's seat, turns around and puts her hands up, says, "I give up." So he's a little confused, does a little more investigation. She is under the influence, but she also was traveling from Detroit, stabbed her boyfriend and threw him out of the car. All she could tell the officer was, "I stabbed him, he's between here and Detroit." So after arresting her for the drunk driving, he finds the weapon in the car, blood on it, puts out an area message and finds out that the victim is in a hospital in Livingston County, so the sheriff's department came over here and took that car. We charged her with the drunk driving and we shipped her over there, but just never tells you what kind of stop you're gonna get going through Williamston at night, so I'm sad to say, but realistically, is we do have bad people coming through town,
Yeah.
and she was on her way back to the west side. Other activity is, we brought, Detective Pintar's been on an investigation for about 16 months now, involving a case of a suspicious death. He's put hundreds of hours into this, several interviews, probably 30 plus people. He's done 30 plus search warrants. Working with the Ingham County's prosecutors, they issued a warrant for this suspect today, and we arrested him. He should be arraigned probably tomorrow. We arrested him on a charge of torture and domestic violence. The torture carries is a life felony. We're very confident that we will convict him on that one, just for this very big case, and that's probably about as much as I can get into it. We did do a press release laying out very basic information to the area news outlets.
I actually had a resident send me a text.
Someone who, in Williamston?
Yeah.
Correct. It's an investigation that our department handled, and Detective Pintar just did a phenomenal job of just digging and not stopping. It could have been just very easily written off as what it came in as, a very simple tragedy, but it wasn't. So kudos to Detective Pintar and the hard work he put into that case. Officer Smith is back after being on medical leave for a few weeks. I don't know what we want to call him, reserve officer, cadet, recruit. Monroe is still in the academy, he's doing great, he's very enthusiastic. The young kids can't believe the energy he has, and just ready to rock and roll every day, so he's excited, which is exciting to me that he's going to bring that energy to our police department when he does get here.
And that'll be an early December graduation, right?
I believe it's the 9th, so he'll be getting right into the FTO program when he gets here. We had 11 traffic crashes within the city last month, one involving a cow. But that was out in the township. We assisted the county with that one, helped them out. But yes, we did take a cow accident again.
Every now and then.
Yes, we
So
did.
every 3 days there's a car crash here in town? On average? That's,
Yeah.
Hopefully with the road diet, we won't see as many as those.
that'd be an
It would have avoided, I think, 2 of them that I had. Yeah. Somebody
That's a
was
good
making a
point.
left turn and they got hit right in the rear. So.
That's a good point in favor of the road diet.
Yeah,
You know, if there are
yeah.
people that object to it, well, every 3 days there's a crash here in town.
I sit to turn into my driveway at home and I stare in the rearview mirror.
Waiting, yeah, I know, me too, going on to Williams.
It's really gonna, like I said, somebody was turning left into Big B's and the car behind them just didn't see him, and it just put that rear bumper up into the back. See, thank goodness nobody was sitting back there, so nobody really got hurt. So, yeah, I'm excited about the new road diet. I mean, it's gonna slow traffic down, it's gonna make it safe, I think it's gonna make it safer for everybody,
I do too,
so.
I do too.
I know we discussed it quite a bit Wednesday night at the joint
Yeah.
meeting, and my wife called me Thursday, and I was on my way to coach football, and she was going to get my son on the south side of town, and she goes, I'm driving around because there was just an accident at the Four
Yeah,
Corners.
yeah,
at
Dan
4
called to tell
o'clock."
me.
And it's like, and that is exactly why we
Why-
spent all this
why we
time
wanted to
talking
do
about the
that,
road
yeah.
diet
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah, that one tied up things for a few minutes until we could get there and
Yeah.
get cars out of the way and get people moving. But thank goodness, again, nobody was hurt with slow speeds, so.
The one thing that did come up during our joint township meeting was, mutual aid to the township. And I know we've talked about that before and everything, and, they were curious, so I know you and I had the conversation that, we're gonna start, keeping that data so that we can track it and touch base with them, let them know. But they were very appreciative of NISA and of Williamston Police Department, and NISA, Chief Yance couldn't speak highly enough about the relationship building that has happened between WPD and NISA. Just so many good things that he had to say about working with you directly, our officers, so kudos to you and just everything that you're bringing to the table with the department and the training that everybody's going through, and especially for Detective Pintar. You know, these cases are not easy by any means, and for him to be as diligent as he was to get to this point, to have some resolve for that family. Just extend our appreciation as well. You know, we hope that we don't have to have, you know, those types of investigative activities, but when we do, we know that we are very well equipped now with our department, and that really speaks highly. So, thank you so much. Any questions for Chief at all? Yes?
Just that, I want to point out that Chief did provide the mutual aid information, United forwarded that to the township
Excellent.
supervisor, so they have that information.
Excellent. Yep, and I'd like to see that ongoing so that we can continue those discussions with the township. You know, one thing that we did talk about was, you know, when they're ready to bid out their service area again, that we would really like to be a part of that conversation. And I think that we had a good, warm response from them. So hopefully we can, you know, expand our reach and all of 48895 and take care of that. So appreciate it. Moving along, we have our subcommittee reports. So I'll take from anyone.
Yeah, I mean, as the city manager mentioned, Tifa did meet. It ended up being a little more contentious than we had anticipated, but Tifa did end up supporting and continuing on the contract with the Ice House
Excellent.
group that is, you know, going to allegedly make a distillery in the current Ice House building. Minor amendments to the contract, but with some more milestones than we had previously. So we're going to continue riding with that project and hope that they can continue moving forward. And if not, we were given some off ramps to allow the city to make other options should that occur. So
Okay.
it was a productive meeting.
Excellent, thank you. Who else? Anyone?
Park and Recreation didn't meet.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, we'll keep moving right along. We have another opportunity for audience participation, maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Come
Yes,
right up,
Scott.
state your name
Scott
and your address.
Rosberg,
You know the
301
drill.
Oak Street. I do. Yeah, one quick comment on the election ballots, that they're so popular. That would make the process by which they come in and the way they're handled and where they're stored and that sort of thing significant. Just wanted to throw that out. Not just here, but everywhere. It just came into my mind, wow, it really matters now, so.
Yeah, excellent.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks for being here, Scott,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Move around the table now for council member comments. I'll start with Tom.
I think I'm good. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Terry?
Kudos to your detective, that's pretty amazing.
Thanks, sir.
It's shocking, but it's well done, yeah.
Thank you.
No.
No additional comments.
Dan?
No comments.
Brandon?
No, I mean, on the same level, I mean, not just them, Detective Pintar, but all of your officers for all the professionalism in handling every situation that they run into. So, you know, kudos to your entire department.
Thank you, sir.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, this is homecoming week in Williamston, so I want to give a shout out to our football team, to our students, everybody that has activities. I'm not sure if Powder Puff got canceled because of rain tonight.
Moved to the 10th.
Okay, all right, so Powder Puff football has been moved. But there are activities in town this week, whether it be parades or the football game. I just ask our community to be gracious, be good hosts, be good stewards of our community. We support our football team, our community schools. We hope for a victory on Friday night. I will not be here. But, and we, you know, I know that you'll have officers over for the dance and everything Saturday night, correct? Is the dance Saturday night?
Yeah.
Typically has been.
Saturday.
So sometimes reserve officers are over there, but just ask everybody to have a good week. It's a little rainy, typical Michigan fall weather. So we are about, we're actually about 5 days away from no parking on city streets between October 1st and March 31st from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I like to give that reminder, just because we never know what weather we're going to get over the next 6 months. This allows our DPW to get out and do any type of snow removal, should it happen. So we try to be very conscientious about that. If for some reason you do have to park on the street, please contact their city offices so that they can then extend that information to our police department when they are out in the, you know, during those hours. We also, I do believe, Holly, we still have branch pickup right now, but we'll be switching over to leaf pickup. So as fall continues, you do have the ability to put your leaves out at the curbs. For more information, you can contact the city or look on our city website for that information, but it's another free service that our city provides. And it's becoming beautiful out there. This is my second favorite season of the entire year. I love the change, I love the activities that fall brings, so it's darker, more early, so please be aware of that as people are starting to mill about. There's a lot of good activities still coming up. Farmers Market will be ending soon, but then we'll be rolling into Halloween, so there's chamber activities, and so, it's a great time of year here in the city of Williamston. I just hope everybody is able to get out and enjoy this week with it being homecoming, so go Hornets. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn at 7:30.